You're an interviewer watching a candidate use AI in a live exam. What if I told you that today you are not just watching a normal exam, but you are watching something that could change the future of education forever? Because right in front of us, there is a candidate sitting in a silent room, facing a live exam and using AI while every second is being observed. And the real question is this the future of learning or the beginning of something we don't fully understand yet? Now tell me honestly, if you were in that position, under pressure, heart beating fast, questions getting harder, would you stay completely on your own? Or would you also look for help when no one is watching your thoughts? This is where our story begins. The candidate looks calm from the outside. No shaking hands, no panic, just eyes moving between the questions and the screen. But inside, things are not that simple. Because this is not just an exam. This is a test of decision, honesty, pressure, and technology all mixed together. And here is the most interesting part. AI is right there with them. Quiet, fast, always ready. No judgment, no fear, just answers. But tell me something. When help becomes this easy, does it still feel like cheating? Or does it start feeling like just another tool, like a calculator or a spell check? The interviewer watching this situation is not looking away. Every movement matters. Every pause matters. Every second the candidate thinks matters. Because this is not only about answers anymore. This is about how humans behave when they are given unlimited support in a moment where they are supposed to stand alone. The first question appears on the screen. It is complex, not something you can solve in a few seconds. The kind of question that normally makes people lean back, take a breath, and think deeply. And the candidate does exactly that. Pause. A long pause. You can almost feel the silence getting heavier. And then, something changes. The candidate doesn't panic. Instead, they quietly turn to AI. Now, here's the question I want you to think about. If knowledge is available instantly, is it wrong to use it? Or is it wrong only because the rules say so? The AI responds quickly. Clear explanation. Step-by-step reasoning. Simple language. Easy to understand. Almost like a teacher sitting beside them. And the candidate starts writing, not blindly, not randomly, but carefully. Processing every line, almost learning in real time. The interviewer notices something important here. This is not just copying. This is interaction. This is understanding happening faster than ever before. But still, a doubt remains. Is the candidate truly solving the problem? Or just translating AI words into exam answers? Time moves forward. Second question appears. Harder than the first one. Now the pressure starts to show. A small change in posture. A longer pause. A slight hesitation. And again, the same choice appears. Stay alone. Or ask for help. And this is where things become emotionally interesting. Because this is not just about intelligence anymore. This is about fear. Fear of failure. Fear of wasting years of preparation. Fear of not being good enough in a moment that decides everything. So the candidate uses AI again. And this time, something different happens. They don't just take the answer. They ask follow-up questions. They break the problem down. They try to understand it piece by piece. And I want you to think about this. Is this cheating? Or is this a new kind of learning where the teacher is no longer human, but artificial intelligence? The interviewer leans closer mentally, observing every reaction, because something unusual is happening here. The candidate is not just answering faster, they are adapting faster. But is the speed the same as knowledge? Let's go deeper. Another question appears. This time, it is not just difficult, it is confusing. The kind of question that makes even confident students doubt themselves. And for the first time, the candidate hesitates longer than before. No immediate action, just silence. And in that silence, something very human appears: doubt. You can almost feel the internal question forming. What if I rely too much on this? What if I stop thinking for myself? What if I lose my own ability? They stop and recheck. They compare. They think. And for a moment, it feels like they are trying to prove something, not to the examiner, but to themselves. Now let me ask you something very real. If a person can understand a concept only with AI help, does that knowledge belong to them or the machine? The interviewer watching this moment feels the weight of that question, because this is not just one candidate anymore. This represents thousands, maybe millions of students around the world who are slowly entering a new reality where answers are never far away. And in that reality, memory matters less, but judgment matters more. The exam continues. More questions, more pressure, more interaction with AI. But something unexpected starts happening now. The candidate begins to rely less blindly. They start to question AI output. They double-check logic. They try to understand instead of just accepting. It is no longer pure dependence. It is becoming collaboration. But confidence built this way, is it the same as confidence built alone? That question stays unanswered. Time is nearly up. The candidate reviews answers one last time, makes final adjustments, small corrections, careful choices, and then stops, hands away from the keyboard. A deep breath. It is over. Now the interviewer sits back, reflecting on everything that just happened. Was this fairness? Was this innovation? Or was this the beginning of a completely new kind of exam system that the world is not ready to define yet? Because one thing is clear, this is not going away. AI is not a trend anymore. It is part of reality, part of education, part of decision-making, part of thinking itself. Think about it, because this is not just their story. This is becoming everyone's story. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into a future that is already arriving faster than we expected, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. We bring stories that make you think, question, and see things differently. And I'll leave you with one last thought. If knowledge is now always available, what exactly are we being tested for anymore?